We're in a small, nestled neighborhood called Belvedere Park, which is basically, a lot of people just call it Decatur. My exact neighborhood, it can be considered a ghost town, a place of just great disparity, a food desert.
Hot wings, burgers, fries, it's just the main things in this little surrounding area. And you know, there's very little vegetables, very little fruits.
You know, all the type of rates that you would think about in a community of color are here, like, you know, high rates of diabetes, you know, low levels of income, you know, low amounts of, you know, people who maintain good health in the community.
I feel that we don't have a big choice as far as getting healthy food, as far as walking distance. You know, the major supermarkets, they carry healthy food, but you know, it's probably 8 miles direction that way and another 10 miles the other way. So as far as if you didn't have no car, you wouldn't have access to healthy food.
You know, it's almost like a living hell for what we have to go through. We are still experiencing a lot of situations that we go through, like inequities, and that we need to have dialogue about it. But instead of trying to attack racism head on, how about we attack the things that racism actually affects and then puts us in predicaments and situations that are hard to get out, especially living in low-income communities. And the best way to do that is to probably do it over some food, a dinner. One of the main reasons that the dinners are plant-based is because when you do look at the culture of like indentured workers, slaves, and what they had access to, it would only make sense that they did have very little access to meat. Meat was considered expensive, sometimes a delicacy. So yeah, there's like a lot of history that's connected to the food that I hope to be able to, you know, share with people more and more. See, I'm here to get the resources, right? I'm not here to take nothing from you. I'm here to take off the table what is offered so that the work can continue to get done. We need to share more resources between us and fully between us through those 5 categories that we just said, which was production, aggregation, distribution, consumption, and restoration. And all of these 5 components are connected. So what I would love to see is how you can share resources with someone within those 5 categories that I mentioned. Everything's not based off of, you know, race. It's just the history of food. And I think that it's very important for us to try to learn more about it so that we have a greater appreciation for how we eat.
If you got good food and you got a good service, people will spend money on it. It's just like a cliche or a stereotype that's saying that, you know, people in urban communities won't spend that money for fresh food, but they will, because you'll buy a pair of Jordans, you know, you'll buy the best of the liquor, or you'll buy the best of anything. You'll put the best gas in your car. So, you know, you'll put good food in your body if you had that choice and you was more aware of what's going on.
I just want to see us finally get, you know, to a point to where we really start to heal ourselves. So that's what I'll be focusing on the next time you see me still. or be trying to help my community heal.